Welcome to Spiritual Astrology. I'm your host, Allison Taylor-Moseley. Thank you for joining me. Today we are going to explore the astrological energies, transits, and spiritual themes for August 6th through 8. And this week I'm going to try something different. Instead of doing an entire week of transits, I'm going to be covering just a few days because an entire week is extremely time consuming, and I just moved to France and I'm adjusting to life here, learning the language, getting things set up, and it's leaving me very exhausted. So I've decided to record shorter forecasts and see if that's a little bit easier. So today we're going to cover Venus entering Libra, very exciting, Sun, Trine, Saturn, and some of the background energies that are going on with Chiron and our relationships. So Venus enters Libra August 6th, and Venus is going to be in Libra till September 10th. And then again, Venus will re-enter Libra October 25th to December 4th because she's going to be retrograde. That retrograde is October 3rd to November 14th, and I'll get into that when we get closer to October. But here's what you need to know about Venus in Libra. Venus is a benefic. So something beneficial will come through in the Libra area of your chart, wherever that is in your birth chart. So this could be, you could make a luxury purchase, splurge on something. Venus in Libra likes to spend. You could receive a gift. Venus in Libra is very social. She likes connecting with others and forming relationships, sharing ideas, having conversation. And this can be a time when you meet more like-minded people, or you just get along better with people and enjoy your time. You could also fall in love or meet someone very important. Venus in Libra does prioritize love and connection, and it can make things more romantic. It can make it easier to fall in love. Now, if you're working on a project, this can bring in the right people to help, receive assistance from somebody that makes things easier. It can inspire you to indulge in beauty and art and beautiful music, new clothes, maybe a luxury item, fine food. Venus in Libra wants a harmonious environment with polite people and nice music. Nothing crude or vulgar or rude or unpleasant. That could be a major turnoff right now. Venus in Libra is also very creative, and you could tap into your own creative self-expression during this time. We certainly have a lot of support for that in the air. This is going to be a very creatively inspiring time for a lot of people, especially when you consider the planetary landscape. You have your Leo-Aquarius axis that is going through a lot of changes, and these houses are creative. Plus you have Neptune and Saturn in Aries, and Jupiter in Leo, all very creative energies. And then Chiron is emphasizing the creativity of Taurus, which is about the senses, tangible things like art, making things with your hand, cooking, building things. So can be a very creative time. Venus has an interesting journey because she's going to make a connection with Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter, and then Mercury before she enters Scorpio on September 10th. So that is a lot of important messages coming through about your Venus energies. And when a personal planet makes a connection with an outer planet, it can be a catalyst for transformation, for growth, or helping you further on your path. So those Venus energies are going to go through changes, as will your Libra house. And Venus affects money, spending, what you value, how you find pleasure and satisfaction, how you use your time, your energy, your money, your resources. Venus affects your self-worth, your self-esteem, how you share, how you reciprocate and find harmony in your life. And Venus rules Libra, so she's in her home sign. She also rules Taurus. So your Taurus house is also directly affected by what happens with Venus as well. Now, Venus gets to 22 degrees Libra on August 30, and that's when you want to start observing events and circumstances that might pop up later at the retrograde, because Venus will retrograde between 22 Libra and 8 degrees Scorpio. So that's something to look forward to. Venus in Libra is a beautiful energy, and of course, your Libra house is going to benefit from that. Now, also on August 6th, the Sun will trine Saturn at 14 degrees Aries. So locate that in your chart. This can be very positive for achievements, accomplishments. The Sun is shining a light on your long-term goals and plans, and it can bring structure and stability and balance. If you have a lot of work to complete, you might be able to achieve that this week with more ease. The Sun acts like a spotlight. So what is Saturn at 14 degrees Aries doing? What house is that? That's where we're taking a new direction. It's where we're starting something new. And there can be anxieties about what to choose, what direction to go in, how you want to show up, present yourself. And the Sun is our growing consciousness, and that brings in clarity. So if you have been unclear about what direction to go in, you might start forming a more clear plan this week. Saturn brings in maturity and a reality check. So you could get a very clear no or yes. If you've been dealing with a negative situation, this could bring in some light, a solution, a new idea. You also might notice that some relationship energies get activated, and that's because you have Venus changing signs, activating a new area of your chart. She's in her domicile. Something beautiful could come through. Libra can highlight our differences, but Venus can help you come to an agreement or find more peace. So this is something we really need right now. The sky is dominated by air and fire. Air is moving, fast-moving energy. Plus, when it interacts with a fire sign, it's even faster. Fire is heat that brings anger and frustration and irritation and arguments and fighting, conflict, violence, war. So you might notice yourself getting more easily fired up and heated. It's important to pay attention to your natal Mercury and Mars during this time. What does your natal Mars need to be happy and balanced? It's going to be different for everyone. You have to look at your chart and evaluate the condition of your natal Mercury and your natal Mars. So for example, my Mars is in Aquarius. So that makes me more likely to argue over ideas or get worked up about social causes, society, that sort of thing. And my natal Mars is also in Aquarius, but conjunct my Mercury. And Mars conjunct Mercury can produce anxiety, a sharp tongue, also a sharp mind. Mercury's the mind, but you have to be careful there. That Mars is also, my Mars is conjunct my Sun, so it intensifies my Mars energies. So I can get easily worked up. I have to meditate, I have to breathe, I have to do cardio, I have to be intentional about managing my energies. So think about your own chart and managing those energies. Your natal Mercury is really important right now because we have Uranus in Gemini, and this can produce restlessness, anxiety, mental fatigue, overstimulation. And how does your natal Mercury naturally operate? Where do you need to stay mentally balanced? Mars is going to relate to your physical body. What do you need to stay physically balanced? So those are some things to think about really for, these next few years. Now, another energy that we have going on this week is Chiron sextile the nodes of fate. Chiron is at 0 degrees Taurus. The nodes are at 29 Aquarius and Leo. So although it's not exact, they're still within 1 degree orb. That Chiron in Taurus is how we're healing. And she stays in Taurus until 2033, so it's not a short phase. And Chiron squaring the nodes is showing you where you need to heal, maybe a new path to take. You might notice yourself slipping into old habits, especially around the Leo part of your chart. That Chiron and Taurus wants you to simplify your life so you can find more peace and stability. So you have to decide what matters most to you in order to simplify things. All of these new planetary energies are bringing up parts of ourselves that you either thought you were healed or parts of yourself that you have not consciously been aware of that need healing. So how are you managing your daily life, your mental health? How are you managing your anger and your drive? How are you taking care of your physical body? Chiron is going to help you heal those things. Now, Venus is in a quincunx, or an inconjunct to the nodes, so there can be a relationship challenge that gets presented, and there might be a new path to take. Maybe something isn't working, and it gets highlighted this week, because Chiron can also deal with our relationships, not just Venus. And August 9 through 12, Venus will start making aspects to the outer planets and going into the eclipse. So you might start seeing themes pop up now that reach a tipping point closer to the eclipse, August 12th. So be aware of that. Now, Chiron and Taurus is also going to heal the collective. It's going to show the collective how we can heal Earth. Taurus is connected to Earth, the ground, soil. She's connected to agriculture and how we grow food. And there can be a call for something healthier. How can we take care of our planet better and our bodies? And these are things that Chiron and Taurus will bring up in the collective. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I'm very excited about Venus entering Libra. And the Sun trine Saturn is very helpful. Can get a lot done this week. And if you've had anxiety about your plan, this can make you feel more stable and secure. We really need this right now. So thank you for your likes and comments. I hope you have a great day. I will be back with another video soon. And remember, your vibration is a choice. So choose the vibration that you want to be in. Take care.